It has been a full trip around the sun since Mark Consuelos officially took his seat next to Kelly Ripa, turning America's favorite morning coffee date into a true family affair. When the news broke last year that Ryan Seacrest was handing over the baton after a 6-year run, the reaction was a mix of excitement and curiosity. Could a husband and wife really work together every single day without driving each other, or the audience, crazy? Now, a year later, we have our answer. But the journey to get there wasn't exactly a walk in the park. In a candid, refreshingly honest reflection, Mark is opening up about the reality of anchoring Live with Kelly and Mark. And if you think his transition from guest host to permanent fixture was seamless, think again. During a recent heart-to-heart on Ripa's podcast, Let's Talk Off Camera, the Riverdale actor dropped the cool guy facade to admit something most of us can relate to. The job is terrifying. He revealed that stepping into the role full-time was infinitely harder than the breezy days when he would just fill in for Seacrest. "Once I had skin in the game, it became twice as challenging," Mark confessed. There is a massive difference between being the fun uncle who drops by for a weekend and the parent who has to keep the house running every day. That is the shift Mark navigated. He went from being the special guest star to the guy who needs to be sharp, funny, and on every morning at 9 a.m. sharp. The oh no moments. What makes Mark's first year so endearing isn't his polish, it's his lack of it. He openly admits to botching things constantly. He told listeners, laughing at his own expense, "I botched something." We have all been there. That feeling of starting a new job and feeling like you are faking it until you make it. Mark is living that out on national television. He even joked that he has developed a reliance on the studio audience, using their applause as a sort of noise-canceling shield to drown out his verbal slip-ups. But here's the thing. Kelly Ripa, ever the supportive partner and the undisputed queen of morning TV, wasn't having it. "That's highly inaccurate. It's all in your head," she assured him during the podcast. This back and forth isn't just cute banter. It highlights the secret sauce of their new era. It's the dynamic of a wife who knows the ropes, guiding a husband who is learning them. Mark admitted that he often defers to Kelly, especially during interviews. "I still don't ask a multitude of questions," he said. And why would he? He's sitting next to a woman who has been steering this ship for over 23 years. Recognizing her expertise isn't weakness, it's smart. It shows a lack of ego that is rare in Hollywood. The chemistry of us. Let's talk about that chemistry. For years, Live was defined by the friction and fun of two different worlds colliding: Regis and Kelly, Kelly and Michael, Kelly and Ryan. They were work spouses who went home to separate lives. Mark and Kelly are different. They go home to the same house. This shift has turned the show into something unique in the daytime lineup. It has morphed into a kitchen table conversation that millions of viewers feel lucky to eavesdrop on. The host chat segment, which has always been the heartbeat of the show, feels more intimate now. They're not catching up on what they did last night. They're debating who left the lights on, who is driving the other crazy, and how they're handling their 3 adult children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, leaving the nest. This empty nester vibe is hitting a nerve. It's relatable. When they bicker about domestic grievances, they're not performing. They're just being married. And for an audience that has grown up with them, seeing the reality of their long-term marriage is deeply comforting. Mark has had to carve out his own space in this dynamic. On Riverdale, he played a brooding villain. On Live, he's had to pivot to being the straight man, the beleaguered dad, the confused husband, the guy who's okay with being the butt of the joke. Segments like Stump Mark lean into this, proving that he doesn't take himself too seriously. That willingness to look silly is a superpower in daytime TV. The shadow of retirement. However, amidst the laughter and the trivia games, there is a bittersweet undertone. Mark touched on a topic that fans had been whispering about for a while: Kelly's potential retirement. After more than 2 decades, Kelly Ripa is the longest-serving host in the show's history. She has survived lineup changes, behind-the-scenes drama, and the shifting tides of media. Mark confirmed to Entertainment Tonight that her walking away is a genuine possibility. She's been at this for 23 years, Mark said, his tone shifting to one of immense respect. I don't foresee it happening immediately. I know she's enjoying herself. I'm having a fantastic time. But at some stage, yes. And when she finally chooses to step away, nobody has earned it more than her. This admission adds a layer of poignancy to every broadcast. It makes you realize that we're watching a specific chapter that won't last forever. We're watching a victory lap. Mark isn't just a co-host. He's the partner helping her close out, whenever that may be, an incredible legacy. So why has this risky experiment worked? Why are the ratings holding strong? It comes down to authenticity. In a world of curated social media feeds and perfectly PR-trained celebrities, Mark Consuelos is willing to be messy. He's willing to say, I messed that up. He's willing to let his wife shine brighter than him because he knows she's the expert. The pressure he talks about, the fear of messing up, the weight of the legacy is what makes him human. If he walked in there acting like he owned the place, the audience would have turned on him. Instead, he walked in with humility. He approached the job with the same nervous energy any of us would have if we had to sit next to a legend. Mark's first year hasn't been about him becoming the perfect host. It's been about him becoming the perfect partner. The production team has also been smart. They know that watching a married couple agree on everything is boring, so they push them. They send them on remote shoots, force them into cold plunges, and sign them up for dance lessons. They create situations that spark that natural friction and laughter that only a couple of 27 years can generate. The road ahead. As they look toward the future, the questions remain. Will Mark stay on if Kelly leaves? Could he carry the show solo, or would they bring in a new energy? For now, those questions can wait. Mark Consuelos has survived his freshman year. He has proven that he can take the heat, take the jokes, and keep the conversation going. He has shown us that it's okay to rely on your partner, that it's okay to be vulnerable, and that sometimes the best way to handle a mistake is to just wait for the applause and keep moving. The live audience is loyal, but they are also smart. They can spot a fake a mile away. In Mark, they found someone real. They found a guy who loves his wife, is trying his best, and is having a blast doing it. And really, isn't that what we all want to see with our morning coffee?